And either I come back or I may not come back. But it's interesting. But no, but like, things get done.
How was your corporate life, Professor? How was, before we start the book, how was your corporate life? Then we can relate it to the book.
Yeah, it's awesome. I learned a lot of it because I follow.
All right, we're going live, folks.
Okay. What Robin Sharma, because I've been reading him for the last 25 years. When, you know, those days when the monk told his Ferrari. And until today, I still follow his advice. He says, you are who you drink coffee with.
Absolutely. Sorry to interrupt you, Professor. Dr. Alika, can you record it as well? Would you be recording it or no?
I'll try.
Just a thought, just a thought. Carry on, Professor. Sorry, I interrupted you.
So let's begin since we're already live. Greetings of love, peace, and happiness to everyone who joined us on the live stream, Chilparco International Book Wizards Club. And as always, you know, we just need to say this much, that we believe in spreading smiles. We believe in enhancing self-worth. We believe that, you know, the world is one happy family. We connect the global community through humanitarianism, connections, collaborations, communications, and with a lot of love, with a lot of blending with the trends is what our, you know, anthem is. And yes, we believe that each and every one of us is unstoppable, unbeatable, unique, tenacious, and tenacious, all of these qualities, timelessly, a person is like that. So we believe that everyone has special qualities that they need to bring out and use to the best of their abilities. Well, that's the way to wow the world. And today in our Book Wizards Club, this is episode 3, we will be discussing a book, The Everyday Hero by Mr. Robin Sharma. And today's book, Konozwa, is our very own Professor Khairuddin Sudarmin, all the way from Malaysia. He is a wonderful human being, an erudite human being, an erudite personality. He is the tenacious team member of Chilparco International country ambassador from Malaysia. He is the literary head of our magazine, Tenacity. And he is always the tenacious, smiling person of the group, the witty, gritty person of the group. So, Professor, it is over to you, and I would like to welcome our tenacious team members, our country ambassador from South Africa, our sister Mehreen, and also the Tenacity team member, and our editor from Tenacity, and our director of Chilparco International from the capital of India, Delhi, Miss Ambassador Dheera Madan, and Ambassador Professor Dr. Mehreen Mia. So with that, Professor, the stage is yours and let's begin. So we will discuss about the everyday hero. But before you begin, Professor, when you just heard about the title, The Everyday Hero.
Everyday Hero Manifesto.
Yeah, what came to your mind that this book would be about what?
I came across this book actually quite recently. I was at this Japanese bookshop, which I haven't been because of the COVID. And I was watching, and I suddenly saw this guy. And you know, my favorite has always been Robin Sharma. And so, oh, he's got a new book. So when I pick it up, and when I saw the contents, voila, I must have this. And true enough, but before that, before I go into Everyday Hero, I just want to spend 1 minute, because you mentioned about tenacity. And I may have said this, but I'll say this again. The first time I came across the word tenacity was when someone looked at me, the wife of a friend of mine, she's a lawyer, and she said that, you know, I like your tenacity. So tenacity. So I went to the dictionary to find out what it means. And then I didn't realize when I was reading it, I said, oh, shit, excuse me for my language. That's, I didn't realize I had that. So now I know what is tenacity. So when I look at people, I will first try to find out whether this person is tenacious or not. He or she has the tenacity and has the grit and all the things, you know. all the verbs and adjectives that you described, Dr. Alka, since we first, met, and it has really, I like it. I like the word tenacity. So I have become now another ambassador, sub-ambassador to you guys, to you girls.
Oh, thank you.
Promoting tenacity. It's actually a beautiful English word.
Yes.
If it's translated into different languages. Okay. Where was I? Robin Sharma.
Yes.
I was just before we started, I was talking to Bira and I said, I've been reading Robin Sharma the last 25 years, and it has actually guided me in some ways, or it has helped me, or in awareingly or unawareingly, consciously or unconsciously, it has done a lot of good to my both professional and personal lives. Like I was telling Dira, Robin Sharma in those days was saying, "You are who you drink coffee with." It's true enough. And I tell my children, okay, and I tell a lot of people, I say, look, if you want to marry a doctor, you work in a hospital or you work in a clinic, most likely you will marry one. And if you want to marry a lawyer, you go and work with the legal firm. Very likely, the likelihood for you getting a husband, okay, or a wife who is a lawyer is higher. So it is the same. So if you mix around with all the wrong guys, there is a tendency for you to be part of them. I mean, in general sense, but of course, there are the departures to the what you call the conventional wisdom, if you may, yeah. You have some, strange people, strange things. You thought you know them, you thought you knew them, but actually don't. I mean, you have all kind of interesting characters to deal with. But otherwise, coming back to. Can I go through now, Dr. Alka?
Yeah, please.
The everyday hero. It has what you call interesting. It has 384 pages, and it has 101 chapters. Okay. Oh my God. And then after that, after the chapters, it was the what's next on your heroic adventure, you're asked, and then fuel your rise by reading, and then all the appendixes. But let me just quickly read through the blurb, because normally when I look at a book, I will read through the blurb. That's what I was taught in my first career. I was with Oxford University Press. It's impossible to read everything, okay, in the book, but the blurb tells you everything you need to know about it. Okay? It tells you everything that you need to know about it. Okay, let me read it. Now is your time. This is your playbook about this book. For over 25 years, legendary leadership and elite performance virtuoso Robin Sharma has quietly taught business titans, professional sports superstars, and entertainment royalty a revolutionary system that has helped these luminaries translate their highest ambitions into daily results. That's how impactful Robin Sharma has been. Now, in this everyday hero manifesto, his masterwork, this path blazer has distilled the best principles, protocols, and tactics, okay, from the mentoring method into a gloriously valuable work that is part playbook for explosive productivity, part instruction manual for leading a world-class life, and part universal guide to becoming a spiritual heavyweight that fits the world, right? On the pages of this absolutely one-of-a-kind book, you will discover, okay, quickly, insight on how the most creative, productive, and prosperous people on the planet install peak habits, run their days, and orchestrate soaring lives. The next one, powerful practices to upgrade your energy, amplify your vitality, and extend your longevity so you materialize your sovereign genius. And the third one, a calibrated blueprint for making true masterwork that leads your field and illuminates coming generations. The fourth one, neuroscience-based techniques to turn troubles into triumphs, fears into fuel, and hurts of the past into daily heroism. And the fifth one, okay, unusual and hard-won wisdom to upgrade your aliveness. Incubate sublime serenity and dignity, the spiritual liberty that creates a beautiful life. So you see, there's a lot of neuroscience and spirituality, but it's interesting, okay, just to share with you what they call in Malaysia, in our education system. I'm sure it's also in your country, in some other countries.
Yes.
Most people, sometimes I ask teachers, do you know what is the crux or what they call, or the fundamental philosophy of education? Many were looking at me, blinking their eyes. What? I said, what? You didn't know that? I said, I asked, some teachers, some lecturers, they didn't know. To me, that is a very important guiding light, guiding principle. And it is prevalent in all religions. So the first one, there are three. Okay, number one. So this is a fundamental philosophy of education, right from kindergarten up to your postgraduate degree. Number one, your relationship with God, man with God, which means doesn't matter if you're a Christian, you're a Hindu, you're a Buddhist, you're a Muslim, you have a God, right? So how do you relate to your spiritual master? Okay. Then man with man, your relationship with other human beings, right. How you communicate with them, how you connect with them. So that's man with man. And the third one, which is important, which is what is happening today. Everybody's talking about it. Climate change, 17 UN, SDGs, blah, blah, blah. It's all based on this fundamental, what they call wisdom or fundamental principle, what they call man with the environment. So if you have a small kid who comes to the kindergarten and goes to the school, and if the teacher is able to, if the teacher is able to impart, okay, to impart these three fundamental, what you call principles, okay, of education, then he becomes a holistic person. He doesn't go and throw rubbish all over the place. He knows where to throw that. You look at the Japanese. At the age of 5, they already know where to throw the disposable thing and the things that can be recycled. Japan, okay? Because they are no more in IR 4.0. They are already in society 5.0. They are now looking at how do we deal with this technology now as a society. But we are still grappling with, wanting to technologize everything. We want to technologize human. That's why in some of my talks, I was talking about it, okay? So now the question is, we are technologizing humans or humanizing technology? Japanese are already there. They are humanizing technology. Okay, coming back to where I am. So to me, this is very important. If we get things right, and I go back again to the same thing that basic, and then we all talk about it, quality management, blah, 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 all that. It's all about getting it right the first time. If you get it right the first time, everything else will follow nicely. But if you get it wrong from the start, then you're going to have problem correcting that wrong. Am I right, Dr. Alka? Ira?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
A big welcome to our brother Zubair. Thank you for
Zubair. Oh, okay, his video is not
Hello.
there. Oh, yeah.
No, he'll come.
Okay.
To join. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Professor.
Let's go back to Robin Sharma.
Yes.
I'll just pick up a few things from the chapter, okay? And after this, we will discuss, which attracted my attention. This is chapter. Okay, this chapter on the Everyday Hero Manifesto, Ben Franklin's 13 virtue habit installer. And he outlined here, okay, the primary virtues for a great life. See the statement. The statesman is what you call Benjamin Franklin. Okay? Franklin. He had 13 virtues. Let me read to you. The first one is temperance, careful in food and drink. Interesting. Okay? Second one is silence. Avoid trivial conversations and using words that are harmful. Okay. Number 3, order. Practice austerity in physical spaces and perform each pursuit precisely. Number 4, resolution. Do what you promise yourself you will do without fail. Number 5, frugality. Be cautious with your expenses and avoid risk. Okay. Number 6, industry. Manage your time well and avoid unnecessary activities. And number 7, sincerity. Never deceive anybody and be yourself under all conditions. Number 8, justice. Treat everyone equally and do nothing wrong. Number 9, moderation. Avoid the extremes of both sloth and asceticism. ASCETICISM. And number 10, cleanliness. Keep your body, living space, and environment immaculate. Number 11, tranquility. Maintain inner peace and do not ruminate over small matters. Number 11, tranquility. Maintain, okay, I've already mentioned it. Did I mention number 11? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So number 12 now. Sorry. Getting old.
Yeah.
Okay, number 12, chastity. Don't participate in meaningless sexual pursuits. And number 13, humility. Model the great saints, sages, and seers. So those are the 13 guidelines from Benjamin Franklin. Let me move on to another chapter that attracted my attention. I like this one. Why I write to heartbreak country music. Because, as you know, I'm a musician also. Okay, so I like this. I once sat next to an artist on a flight to Paris. Here's what he said. I pick women who break my heart. It's good for my art. Oh my God. Okay, made me laugh and then made me think. Great creativity demands deep sensitivity. And deep sensitivity comes from growing intimacy with your emotionality, with your heart set, with your feelings. No masterwork was ever produced by a craftsperson stuck in their intellect. It's the human heart that makes wizardry real. On one of the methods I use to open up doorways into my loftiest creativity is the strategic use of music, says Robin Sharma.
Oh, music. Strumming guitar.
Yeah, I make playlists for each of my artistic projects, and I often curate ones that dig deep into long forgotten hurt, for a mountain of creative gold lives there. Suffering is such fertile ground for any artist. Okay, holding the seeds of your most ego-free, sincere, unlimited, and therefore influential work. So you see why I play that song again and again, Vincent. It's about heartbreak. Beautiful, isn't it? It's timeless, isn't it? As I write this piece for you, I'm listening to the heartbreak country music. Okay. Just a short one. You know the kind. The musician sings of drinking too much whiskey, wishing that he had loved you like he now misses you, and days of misspent youth in the back of pickup trucks, drinking Bird Light. So why do I follow this eccentric productivity practice? You wonder, we ask. Because music really does open my heart. It floods my soul with a beyond the reasoning mind kind of wisdom and outside the everyday sort of inspiration that upgrades my craft and fuels my jam. The right kind of music electrifies access to the music within you, me, and every other creative. A good song opens me up, gets me going, and once in a while, with a special track rolling, breaks my heart in the tiniest of ways. Because that rapture can be so good for my rapture, and the art I'm aiming to deliver. Your job as a consistent producer of monumental masterpieces is to battle your demons. I repeat this. Your job as a consistent producer of monumental enterprises is to battle your demons, slay your dragons, and fight the lies that have limited your dreams. Great tunes will help you do this. It's been said that music is the strongest form of magic. I do believe this to be true. That's what Robin Sharma said. Okay. And the other one is interesting. One more, yeah, before I pass it to you guys. Okay. The shortest chapter 77. I like this. The shortest chapter in the history of productivity. And it's just one page.
Yes.
It says here, stop rehearsing your limitations. Start exporting your magic. You've been granted the chance of a lifetime. You've been granted. Alternate chapter content: dream big, start small, act now. Please and thank you. That's it. So the rest you can look at the other chapter. I like it. So essentially, what do you call here? Your business is beautiful. So it's a lot. He has 100 chapters, and it's beautiful, and you can pick it up and go again and read it again. It's so much fun. Robin Sharma has always been like, I'm done with my review.
Professor, if you were to recommend this book to someone, what would be that one liner you would say to that person that please read this book because dash 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 dash?
Wow, that's a difficult one. That's a difficult one. But I picked it up because I like the wisdom, and because like I said earlier, it helps me develop and mold both my personal and professional lives. And it is also in sync with, remember, the fundamental philosophy of education that I started with.
Yeah.
So his rendition, or the way he puts it, it's very nice and very soft, but it's very lasting and very impactful. So he touches on spirituality, it touches on the human relationship, and it touches on the things that you need to do as a professional, productivity, blah, blah, blah. So he's actually, elaborating on the fundamental philosophy of education. So I'll tell people you should read it because it has, to answer your question, I would recommend people go pick up the book because it has been done a lot of wonders to my whole last 4 decades of my personal and professional life, my corporate life, as well as my academic life. So well, there are many others, but Robin Sharma is one of those that straight away strikes my mind because, as I said to Dira earlier on, remember what he said? You are who you drink coffee with. And then there are a lot more other interesting sayings that's fun and that makes you laugh, but it's important. It very unconsciously helps you to be prepared, so to speak. Dr. Alka?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that you've said resonates with me personally, because also, even if I go back in my life, a lot that has been said in the book has really helped me in some ways, Especially, there were times, very depressing moments when, one thought that one was a victim, but then had to pull oneself up, one had to bounce back in a big way. And from the victim mentality, you had to become a hero. And when I look back, I actually smile to myself and think, well, how did you do it? But, I think all of us have had those moments in our lives, we felt that everything was finished, yet from that moment, we decided to do something incredible and we did it. And then we said to ourselves, how did we do it? I think these kind of moments do hit us. And when he has written about all these moments in the book, I think it has resonated with, you could, it's like a tingling in the senses, when you're reading those words that he has written. And, there is this one line before I hand it to Dheera, because she also read the entire book very religiously and wonderfully.
Thank you.
Yes. There is this line in the book: defend the scars that have deepened, developed, and refined you. I don't know, but these lines have stayed with, when I read these lines, I thought that there was a lot of sense in it. Defend the scars, don't think negatively about them. My view, because they are the ones that are actually teaching you a lesson and are making you what you're supposed to be.
Right.
What you should be and where you should move towards, So don't stop. Like I say, be unstoppable. You're unique. You're unstoppable. You're unbeatable. You're tenacious. So that's it. So, okay, for more on this, I think he talks a lot about respecting your uniqueness, being yourself. So let's hear it more from Dheera. And after that, we'll hand it over to our brother Zubair and also our sister Mehreen. Yes.
Right.
Thank you, Dr. Alka. First, I must congratulate Professor Khairuddin. You've mentioned in a very succinct and a very apt manner the essence of the book, and it has really transformed your life. I can see it, the glimmer in your eyes, the shimmer in your eyes, and the smile on your face says it all.
Always.
So Robin Sharma, this was the second book I think I read after,
The monk.
The man who sold his
who-
Ferrari.
Who sold his Ferrari. That's been a long time back.
Yes.
And I've written down some lines. If you'll just permit me for 10 minutes, I'll just quickly tell you what the essence from these lines
Sure, sure.
is, which can be taken by everybody and which has affected me deeply. The first thing that impresses me extremely is the one of the lines. As a citizen of the earth, you have been called to harness your primal power to do amazing things, to make astonishing progress, and to uplift the lives of your brothers and sisters with whom you caretake the planet. So it's not only your own evolution, you're evolving a whole generation, or not only a generation, a series of generations, and you're leaving a legacy.
Legacy.
So it's really moved me deeply. Going on to the next one. Today and for each day that follows of your uniquely glorious, brilliantly luminous, and most helpful to many lives, stand fiercely in the limitless freedom to shape your future, materialize your ambitions, and magnify your contributions in high esteem of your dreams, enthusiasm, and dedication. To put it in a brief form, believe that you are special, special in the sense you've been endowed with great gifts, endowed with great divine gifts. Never underestimate your power. You just have to find your potential. Most of us are so lost in the day-to-day vicissitudes, day-to-day changing fortunes, that we forget there is a deeper version of ourselves which we are not looking at, which we are not tapping. Look at these beautiful words. They inspire such confidence that you really, really are hell-bent upon looking within yourself. Going on to the next one. When no one believes in you is when you most need to believe in you. I think this was what touched a chord in my heart very deeply. When everybody is against you, against your ideas, against your philosophy, against your convictions, against your beliefs, this is the one spark that emanates from that darkness. And that spark is believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, things will definitely change and you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'll just take one or two and ma'am, we'll come back again to this, we'll request the others.
Sure.
Let me just finish one page and then we go on to our guests. I see no Ferrari. He's talking about his house with his parents. You see no Ferrari in the driveway. No lavish adornments or unnecessary things, all very basic, the best way to be. I think that's the essence of being simple yet imposing, simple yet intellectual. And then Mrs. Greenaway believed in me, which helped me believe in me. Cora Greenaway, his teacher in the 5th grade, said, you can do amazing things when, he was struggling. And she believed in him to the extent where he achieved so much in life. And he was ever so grateful to her. He went and met her at her being at the age of 101. What a tribute.
I read that
picture of Cora Greenaway is there in the book.
That's so emotional, that is actually heart.
I know.
And the last one for this moment, she explained that each of us can be good at something. What a beautiful teacher, Cora ma'am. She infused this belief, she planted this seed in Robin that you believe in yourself because you're special. Everybody is special. And she never gave up on him. So this is part of what I gathered from the book. Over to you, Dr. Alka. We'll come back to the other pages.
Thank you so much, Professor and Ambassador Dheera. That was lovely. And you're right. Again, it resonates with our mission and vision at Chilparco International, that every people is unique And everyone has those special qualities. Only thing is, at times, some of us are not aware of those special qualities.
Yes,
But
yes.
one has to realize that, there is something special inside all of you. There is greatness within you.
Absolutely.
To tap it and bring it out and share it with the world. So first you use it for yourself and then you share it with others so that, you leave a legacy of wisdom behind you, as Dheera very aptly pointed out.
Absolutely.
We have with us our brother Mohammad Zubair from India. He is a professor at Jamia Millia Islamia, especially, he looks after those special, special education, the sector, which is, I feel he's doing a brilliant job because, he requires a lot of patience. But then again, as we have been saying, it is always about bringing out the best in someone, just guiding someone that you have a quality within you that just needs a little more of shaping for you to actually transform not only your own self, but also the world around you. So what do you have to say, Professor Zubair?
Professor Zubair.
Thank you.
A big welcome.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Alka ma'am for inviting me at this platform. And Assalamu alaikum and good evening and namaste to everyone around the
Alaikum
world.
salam.
Yeah.
Walaikum salam,
Actually,
sir.
yeah. I heard about the book, but I didn't read this book. But I was listening. You all were talking about the book, and Robin Sharma is one of the author who writes to bring a positive, helpful change. And a little bit I know about the book. The book talks about the ways through which a person can live with joy, purpose, and completeness. As I listen to all of you, but with a lot of examples and techniques. The author significantly talks about the everyday joys of life that a person must cherish, as he talked about in the previous books as well. And he has written many books. And Robin Sharma's style and effortlessness are wonderful in his writings, I heard. And this book is about positive living with full wisdom, purpose in life. And according to my point of view, this is the one book that a person should read time and again, and to know and understand the value of life. And I will also read this book. And books, as we all know, every child is unique, every person is unique, they have individual differences, they have their caliber and limitations as well. And reading books on a journey can be your biggest pleasure ever, and books can be your best friends. And while reading a book, you can get the information about the latest things, and you can learn the pleasure of love by reading books. And you can pronounce, books are your best friends, and books illuminate your imagination, and books help you form your own unique perspective of the world around you. And this can bring your confidence, and books help you grow mentally and emotionally, and hence your skills, and inculcate analytical skills in you. And how books are therapeutic and offer a wonderful gives wonderful information and impart you with crucial life lessons, and improve the memory, and relieve the stress of us, and improves your writing skills, and introduce, and it is better, or it is helpful in our self improvement and communication skills. So I always love to read books. Books play a very important role in everyone's life, especially when we are in the working in the education field. So they are our best friends and overcome failures, and we learn a lot of things from them. And books are our best companions, as they provide us knowledge as well as conditionally without asking anything in return. So friendship with books makes you a good person. In case when there is no one for you help, only these will become your companion in life. So books will always be there for you in your adverse times and bring positive value to our life. So, I always, appreciate, and, as I am working in the field of education, and specifically, we are preparing the teachers who are working with the children with special needs, and they have lots of social and emotional problems, and they have, they have lots of limitations as well in their life. But still, we have to, enhance their skills, and we have to provide them need-based education, and, you know, uh, you know, uh, and the qualities of a person, is bravery or self-sacrifice or selflessness or strength or helpful or honesty or inspiration, conviction, courage and determination, moral integrity, protectiveness. So many things as a teacher, when we are working in the field of education, we have to be patient, and we have to work according to the need of the students, and we have to assess them properly and give them, education in the democratic way. Every student is important for me. Each and every student in the class is important. So, you know, so these are the things we can do. So thank you for providing me the opportunity. I will also try to read this book. I heard from all of you. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and you must be a part of the Book Wizards Club now, Professor Zubair, because I loved what you said about books. You're right, because they're our best friends, For any time, you just long for a friend, just pick out a book, flip through the pages, even if not a book. I nowadays technology,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
books have been replaced by Kindle. So it depends wherever you're comfortable, but just take out
For
some.
example, in our university,
Yeah.
we have e-library and lots of, journals, and
Yeah.
so students can
Absolutely.
easily access all the books in the online mode. So
Yeah.
the
And
technology
we can
will become-
travel the world, be different,
yeah.
different
We can,
cultures, different traditions. We can
yeah.
know so much about, maybe we're not there in person, but even through the books, our
You
best
can feel, yeah.
And
friends.
we are
We
and we are
travel.
and we are working in all the areas cognitive, there are lots of
Yes.
domains in which we are teaching our students. For example, cognitive area, or the affective area, or the social domain is also important. So in social domain, lots of values and and the culture we learn from, we learn many things from the books, lots of cultures from different part of the world, and we learn many things from the books, or from the ebooks, or the tech, and technology is playing vital role
Yes,
in
it is.
accessing all those things.
Yes. Wonderful take on.
Thank you, Dr. Bey.
I think I must say that, if we're talking about the everyday hero, I think technology also is an everyday hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our rescue in a big, big way. We're connecting, we're connecting at any given point of time.
Absolutely.
Without any, any problem in commuting from one place to another. We just take out our technological device, switch it on, and there we are all together. I think it's brilliant. Wonderful. So we have our Sister Mehreen. We would love to hear your take on this, especially, Robin Sharma focuses a lot on from the victim to the hero mentality. Would you like to talk more on this,
Absolutely. So let me greet everybody. Firstly, Assalamu alaikum, and in the universal greeting of peace with blessings. So I have to say,
Walaikum salam.
I agree with what every single person has said so far. And especially the take on books. I think, Dr. Alka, I'm the biggest fan of a book.
Yes.
Certificates and qualifications, the one I'm missing out is the technology one. So I will work on that. What stands out for me, and yes, I have to admit I have not read the entire book. I have read some of it, so I can agree with what Dira Ma'am has said, and lots of what she has said is very, very true. One thing I love about Robin Sharma, not from now, I've loved from the time I think I read his initial books, is his method of writing. His method of writing is able to reach anyone. You do not have to be a academic to get the message from his book.
Absolutely.
I love it. So if you have to look at the cover page, for example, of this book, just what is written at the bottom of that speaks volumes on its own. And if you look at that, all it says is activate your positivity, maximize your productivity,
And
and then
serve
he
the world.
says, serve.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a
Powerful lines, empowering.
I miss reading that. Thank you, Prof. Married. She's married.
Yes.
When I was looking at the book, I wanted to say this, but I missed it. Thank you. You brought it up. Wonderful.
Here we are, great minds, Prof. But I'm just saying, this is a philosophy of life in itself.
Yes.
If we
Yes.
have to look at us, remember, all Robin Sharma is teaching us in this book and in every one of his books, literally, he's teaching us that you are your own everyday hero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you go through for your day, you are your own hero. You are going through it because you are growing through it. So that victim to hero mentality is what he's teaching you about you as a self. You are growing yourself. Whatever be your experience, if it is a beautiful experience, then you are growing yourself to your fullest. Your wings are developing. If it is one that is an adverse situation, then even through your adversity, find an opportunity and grow yourself. That is what he's
Yes.
teaching you. Those three little statements he makes on his cover of his book just summarize that to the perfection. The other thing that I want to say is, Prof initially spoke, he mentioned the three-step relationships: the relationship with God, relationship with humanity, and I think it was
With the environment.
yes, relationship with your environment. That just together is holistic in how you build your own relationship with you.
Yeah.
I just feel that is how you build your relationship with you. If I have my relationship with God intact, with humanity intact, with my environment intact, that kind of summarizes how I can cope with whatever those three little phases throw at me. So spiritually, if I have an issue with relationships with people, if I have an issue with environmental issues, if I have myself intact, I can cope with whatever else comes my way, because I have this coping skills that keep growing, and that's what Sharma is teaching us. So if I have to go to what I think it was the ma'am who spoke about the resolution that he does teach us about, and how to keep the promises to yourself all the time. That does stand out for me. One of the quickest things that we stop doing. We keep the promises we make to ourselves, and that is where we go wrong. That is where we go wrong. And I know this because it happens with me. Most often we get so wrapped up in what else comes up that we deprioritize ourselves.
Yeah.
And the promise we make to ourselves, then the promise we make to somebody else becomes more important. If you have to look to New Year's resolutions, everybody always has one. I'm going to lose the weight this year. I'm going to stop smoking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that in itself is how we just stop with the resolutions for ourselves. So I'm just saying, wonderful book. I have to keep it. And I think this is one of those books, Prof, where you will keep going back to and finding a new
Yeah.
message in.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know,
You just have to
Absolutely.
open the book wherever
Yes,
it
any
opens. You
page,
just
any
read that
page.
portion,
Yes.
and that's your maybe principle for the day, or your guiding guidance for the day. You know, it becomes something like that. You're right.
yes, it becomes your message.
Yeah, it
So
becomes your message.
as was right, there is a portion in the book where he mentions something about how you export your magic. I'm sorry, I don't have proper it in front of me. I actually resolved to get to it to give you the quotation, but he says you need to export your magic out there, because the magic does reign within you. That's what we
Yeah.
try and teach all the time to everybody. Every one of us has got that tenacity within us, like Prof says in that word.
Yes. Tenacity. Yeah, you can't run away from it.
Yes, tenacity.
Tenacious being needs to come out, because that is the magic. So I'll stop by saying again to those three statements on his cover: activate your positivity, maximize your productivity.
And serve the world. I like it.
Yes.
This is
Thank you,
actually
Prof.
the
Thank you.
magic formula.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So yeah, which we can, whenever we're feeling down and out, just
Yeah, yeah.
revisit it, put it in front of you on your work table, workstation, keep on reading it, and just, empower yourself. I think this is one of those books that really empowers, like it, all of us. So there are some books. I mean, if you even look at his 5 a.m. club book or The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, there were also books, you know, which empowered.
Yes.
But this has a lot of stories. So, you know, it's easy. You can just dip, you know, you just go in and then you can just come out, and then you can go in and come out.
Right.
Or you could just read it from cover to cover. It depends on you completely. Yeah, I
Used
think,
earlier, he's 384 page, yes. But the fact is, when you go through the content page itself, and if you
Yeah.
just want to find,
yes.
go through it, there are
Yes.
40 things, etc. So it's always a go back to space. This book is
Yes,
one of
it
those
is.
go.
Yeah. You're right. It's like the book, also like the book Secret, which we haven't discussed and which we should also discuss. Something like that, which you can always go back to. There are some books which will be priceless when it comes to going back to revisiting. And when you feel down and out, you get empowered by reading them. And then you remember tenacity. Then you remember unique. Then you remember unstoppable. Then you remember unbeatable. So I guess this is what we're trying to share through this. But I think Dheera also has something more to say. So Dheera, maybe you could give it a wrap up.
Sure. I'll just say a few sentences which are really, really extremely meaningful. It's okay not to be okay. I think that's a beautiful thing. And
I'm okay, you're okay.
No, I'm okay, you're okay is fine with that book, but I'm not okay, you're not okay, that's also fine. That's absolutely acceptable. And then Robin Sharma says he went to a hotel and there the receptionist asked him, did you have a perfect stay? And then she corrected herself by saying nothing is perfect. So let's not get too worried or too,
Yes.
carried away
Absolutely.
trying to be perfect. The journey is more important than the destination. Just a few lines I'd like to read. One chapter is the gold miner's paradox, where a gold statue in Thailand, to prevent it from the enemies, they covered it with mud or other stuff so that the enemy would not be able to decipher it's got gold. And it lay there, and it's just the same thing with us. We've got layers and layers and layers of unnecessary baggage where we forget our golden innermost self.
Yes.
And a few more other lines, just to make the leap to bring greater awareness to the language you use along with the thoughts you think. So he's saying it in the context of use language cautiously. Don't use words loosely or in a very irresponsible manner, because you start believing what you say. So don't say things
Talk is very
without thinking. And the last thing I'd like to share is serve others. His father said just one thing, serve others, and that has stayed with him. And a judge who was his mentor said, be kind to others, Robin, be kind to others. So to wrap it up in a brief, compact manner, I'd like to say Robin Sharma makes you believe in yourself. He infuses that confidence in you to believe in yourself, to believe in whatever you're writing, whatever you're creating. The publishers or the companies or the corporates, they might not like your product, but keep going at it, and a day will come where you'll be successful. And one thing he says, never bow down to mediocrity. Don't be a mediocre person. Look for excellence and seek excellence. So all that has stayed with me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Wonderfully said. And I think Professor Zubair wants to add something before we hand it over for the grand finale to our showstopper, Professor Khairuddin, for that song. So before the showstopper, sequence, let's have a little bit from Professor Zubair.
Professor Zubair.
Yes.
Please, Prof. Zubair.
Yes, Professor Zubair.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, Professor, you're audible.
Okay. Actually, I was to say something. You were talking about from zero to a hero, and as we all know, life isn't always a bed of roses. Even even the successful with countless success stories to their names have faced shortfalls and failures in their lives. And the constant struggle to be the best really does take a toll on a person, and depending on how you look at things, life begins to look like a steep uphill battle that never cuts you any slack. So building a strong work ethic, it's a time to adopt a policy of no compromise when it comes to work ethic. You shouldn't let your hunger, tiredness, or mental fatigue get in the way of finishing the job, and focus only on that which matters. Everything else takes the backseat. Dinner, sleep, and your hobbies need to be put on hold until you get the goal done. In order to achieve success, you need to focus on the task at hand, and don't be lazy. Ever found yourself staring into a blank for long periods of time? You are daydreaming again. You are so bored your work and passion that staring into a blank wall or doing just about any other pointless activity is better than the alternative. And make new friends. Socialization is important. It's good to keep in touch with old friends and make new friends, but do you know that making new friends is even better? Make a positive impact on other people lives, and let them play a role on yours. So their experiences and stories of successes and failures and their fresh perspective on life could help your search for the next best model. Focus on the journey and don't make excuses. Lying to others is bad, but lying to yourself is even worse.
It's the worst. Yeah, absolutely.
People do it all the time, make up false excuses so they don't have to come to terms with failure. Let's get one thing very clear: you control your life. Every decision you make will play a small incremental role in the positive or negative direction. And take those risks. Risk is important in success. you know you won't know what you find. It could very well be a gold mine that becomes a source of perpetual revenue. So risk, you have to take risk in your life, because without taking risk we can't perform the thing many things. Build your confidence, because how confident are you right now? Are you as confident as you would like to be? I know that we can all portray confidence for quick bursts of time, but how confident are we really? You need to absolutely destroy self-doubts if you want to get any results. I don't care how you do this. So take action, learn to accept failures, and always remember that you are going to die one day. And jump on your motivation when it hits. Don't just post another inspirational quotation on social media. Slow steps towards your final goal, and do something that's not guaranteed to work often. So these are the things we can do to become a hero, I think.
Yeah, that's good for our mental health, mental empowerment. You gave us a good dose of mental calisthenics, actually. That was brilliant, Professor. As always. Yes, and now for our next book, we're going to be announcing that pretty soon. So all of you need to stay tuned and keep following us on our social media handles, which is Facebook, Alka's Home of Education, which is also Chilparco International. And of course, on Instagram, Alka's Tarot, Star Power 786, and of course, Chilparco International. On YouTube, LinkedIn, you'll have Alka Mahajan. There you will have all these events, which we keep on doing. We have all information about them on our social media handles. And let me tell you, in keeping with our book that we discussed today, The Everyday Hero, we will be having a global campaign regarding the everyday hero in your life. More about this, once all of you follow our social media handles, you will learn more about them, because we will continuously post about this, and this campaign will run from the 26th of September to the end of October 2022. But more of this in a while from now. Sometime, just keep following our social media handles and you will get all details about the campaign. And yes, our showstopper now, finally, our very own professor who sings like
Robin Sharma.
who sings beautifully,
So, Professor
beautifully,
Khairudin, how are you, sir? How are
mellifluously.
you?
Right? Prof. Zubair? Okay, this is a quick one by my favorite actually, by Don McLean, way back in 1971. Okay, Vincent. Can you hear me?
Yes, Professor.
Yeah, yeah.
There is starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and daffodils, catch the breeze and winter chills. In colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand. What you try to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They did not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly flame. Flaming flowers, swirling clouds in violet tips, reflecting innocent eyes of China blue. Colors changing hue. Morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lying in bed, are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They did not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you. But still your love was true. And when the hope was left inside on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Last one. Starry, starry night, portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you've met. The ragged men in ragged clothes, the silver thorn of bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. Now I think I know what you try to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They did not listen, they're not listening now. Still, perhaps they never will. Thank you.
Ooh, wow, wow. And that is saluting the hero in each and every one of you. You all are heroes, and there's that magical quality inside of you which you just need to take out. And remember, like our sister Marine said,
Sir,
Ambassador
you
Dheera,
have all
Professor
the
Khairudin, and
you have
Professor
all
Yes, Zubair, from Zubair. I can't hear you. What you were saying?
You know,
saying
I just want to remind all of you to keep tapping that innermost power within you, because there is more to you than you have already discovered. There
Sir,
is
you have
still
lots of
some
skills.
undiscovered territory inside you. Honestly, there is more undiscovered, magic inside of you which you need to take out, but you need to travel that journey in order to take it out. So just
Absolutely.
yes,
Dr.
Professor Zubair. Thank you, Professor Khairudin. Professor Zubair, you were saying something.
No, I was just appreciating sir because he has lots of skills and
Yes.
abilities, and he is a
Yes.
good singer as well. And
Yes. And you also have a lot of abilities. Probably you haven't taken them all out yet. Probably
Yeah. I'm sure you do.
you're a dancer
Zubair?
yourself.
Yeah, maybe after this you should
But
start.
I'm a good dancer. And
Okay, wonderful.
but yes, be ready.
I can
for
dance
our-
but in offline mode.
Yes, absolutely, Professor. We'll do that. Just remember about the campaign. Each and everyone has to participate in that. And remember, there is lots more different stuff coming up now. So that's why I'm requesting everyone who's watching the stream to please follow our pages, follow all our handles on social media to keep yourselves updated about the same. And for the rest, once again, saluting the hero in all of you. And always remember, you are unstoppable, you are unbeatable, you are unique, and you are tenacious. With that, lots of love from Team Tenacity, Team Chilparco International to each and every one of you. Stay tuned for our events. In the coming days, we have some new people joining us, and we have interesting episodes on the Wit and the Grit show. Let's chat over coffee and the Kryptonite show. So stay tuned. And not only that, we have the wireless debate coming up on a very interesting topic. Professor Mehreen, can you just tell us what the topic is, please? So that whoever wants to join can, send us a direct message.
Yes, absolutely. We're actually going to be discussing something crucial, and we're encompassing 3 different topics into one. So it's literally social media's impact on how it impacts on gender bias and how that affects you in the corporate world. So literally, social media, how it affects gender bias and how that conclusively impacts you in the corporate entity.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's absolutely crucial
Debate.
because it's something I've experienced myself. It's
Yes.
something I know others have experienced as well. Cybercrime is out there. It's crucial to bring all 3 of these topics in to create awareness, to make people aware of what each of them mean, actually each other, because they really can be, and we get further from here. Looking forward to this so much.
That's what we're here to do. And so what is the date? Will you remind them, Ambassador Dheera, the date for this wireless debate is?
Is it 1st October? Are we
Yes.
saying
1st
1st
October.
The 1st of October,
yeah.
Yes.
October 2022, new month, new wireless debate. And we are looking forward to having some of you who are watching us today on our live stream join us for this wireless debate. The more
First October is going to be a heavy day for me because just before
that's
our
okay.
session-
You'll manage. You are a hero and you are a superhero. So that's okay. So with that, once again, lots of love to everyone. Stay happy, keep smiling, keep learning, keep growing, keep shining, and always, always spread smiles. It's
Big thank you to all of you.
Let's
to
heal
Dr.
the
Alka.
world with our magic. Thank you, Ambassador Dheera. Thank you, Professor Khairudin. Thank you, Professor Zubair. And thank you so much, Professor Dr. Mehreen. You all were amazing today, as always, and continue being amazing the way you are.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you,
you.
and bye-bye.
Thank you, Dheera.
Thank you. Everyone was
Thank you, Professor
excellent.
जाने से
Zubair,
पहले
It
Professor
was
Mary.
so intellectually stimulating. Thank you. Thank you for this evening.
It is. Yes,
Bye-bye.
yes. Bye.
Goodbye. Stay
Lots of
safe.
love. Bye-bye. Take care.
Stay a hero. Stay safe. Stay a hero.
Bye bye.
Yes.
Thank
Take
you.
care.